The strength of love in a quiet suburban town in the United States. A mother named Rosa Williams lived with her two children, Jamal and Keisha. Rosa was a strong, independent woman, known for her unwavering love and fierce protection of her family. She worked long hours as a nurse, and despite the hardships of life, her children were always her priority. She instilled in them the values of respect, kindness, and resilience, no matter the challenges the world might throw their way. One late afternoon, Jamal and Keisha were walking home from school when a group of teenagers approached them. The group had a reputation for bullying students of color, throwing taunts, and making cruel remarks. The tension in the air was thick, and Jamal and Keisha quickened their pace, sensing trouble. But the teens, led by a boy named Tyler, weren't about to let them go so easily. "Hey, where do you think you're going, huh?" Tyler sneered, blocking their path. Keisha, trying to stay calm, held onto her brother's arm, her voice shaky. "We're just trying to get home." "Yeah, well, you're not going anywhere," Tyler said, stepping closer. His friends behind him, laughing as if this was some game. But before they could do anything further, a voice rang out. "Leave them alone." The teens froze. They turned around to see Rosa, standing with an air of quiet authority. Her gaze was steady, and despite her warm smile, there was something in her eyes that conveyed a deep, protective fierceness. Tyler smirked, dismissing Rosa at first. "What? You think you can stop us?" Rosa didn't flinch. She didn't have to. She simply reached down, pulling the strap of her purse off her shoulder. As the teens watched, she slowly opened it and revealed a small, legal weapon she carried for protection, just in case. The teens stepped back, their confidence fading. They had expected fear, but what they saw instead was strength. Rosa wasn't just protecting her children, she was standing up for what was right. She wasn't an angry woman, but a mother willing to do whatever it took to keep her family safe. Jamal and Keisha looked up at their mother, feeling a wave of both gratitude and pride. This was a woman who wouldn't be intimidated. Tyler and his friends had expected Rosa to cower, but instead, they saw a woman of dignity and power. For a moment, there was silence, the weight of Rosa's presence filling the air. Then, Tyler's bravado crumbled, and his voice faltered. We didn't mean." Tears began to well up in his eyes as he realized the gravity of the situation. The realization that his actions had caused harm to others, and that his world of privilege had been a bubble that burst the second someone stood up to him. "I'm sorry," Tyler muttered, looking at Rosa, but more at the weapon in her hand. He couldn't hide the vulnerability in his voice. Rosa's expression softened, and she tucked the weapon back into her purse. She wasn't there to escalate the situation, but to remind them of the consequences of their actions. "You have the power to choose kindness, young man," she said gently, "and your apology means more than any excuse you could give." The teens, now visibly ashamed, looked at each other, murmuring their apologies and walking away without another word. Rosa held her children close, her heart swelling with relief and pride. That night, as Rosa tucked Jamal and Keisha into bed, she whispered words of reassurance. "The world might try to test us, but we have to remember to stand tall and never let fear take away our dignity." Jamal looked at his mom, eyes wide with admiration. "You were amazing today, Mom." Rosa smiled softly, brushing a lock of hair from his forehead. "I wasn't being amazing, baby. I was being a mother. And there's nothing more powerful than that." The incident was never forgotten in the town. People began talking about the strength Rosa had shown, not just through her actions, but through the grace she carried. She had shown that love and protection didn't come from fear. They came from the ability to stand firm in your values, no matter the challenges the world might throw at you, and for those young teens, their lives were changed that day. They walked away with more than a lesson in humility. They walked away with a memory of the day they learned what it truly meant to face their own fears and learn the strength in compassion and respect. As Rosa tucked her children into bed, she knew that while there was still much work to be done in the world, she had taught her family a vital lesson: that strength, love, and courage would always be their guiding